The sun over Kwame Nkrumah's circle is blistering. 18-year-old Kofi is exhausted from his first full week working at a local chop bar. But as he weaves through the crowd, he's holding 178 Ghana cedis, his first real paycheck. These notes represent days of labor, scooping wakie and scrubbing pots. For the first time, he has the literal purchasing power to change his circumstances. Then he sees Nana. Nana is vibrating with energy, wearing a gold chain and radiating Steez, the term for the intense social pressure to look fashionable and successful, even if you're broke. Nana points out a pair of crisp white sneakers. They cost 125 cedis. Kofi hesitates, but the desire for instant respect wins out. He hands over nearly 70% of his week's wages for a single pair of shoes. By spending that money on a single afternoon, Kofi has zeroed out his progress. He has the shoes, but he is right back at the start of his university fund. The feeling of success evaporates when Kofi reaches home. His sister, Ama, reminds him that their mother is still selling kenkeng to keep them fed, and his university admission fees are due in weeks. He looks at the 18 cedis left in his pocket. It won't cover a week of transport, let alone the textbooks he needs for his future. The sneakers haven't solved any of his family's actual problems. Alma hands him a blank notebook and tells him to record every single transaction, every trotro fare, every street snack, and every single cedi. This creates a daily, unavoidable awareness of where his money is going. Building wealth requires understanding the heavy, literal weight of a single cedi. Every coin spent on a fleeting want is a coin permanently subtracted from his long-term goals. Kofi starts logging his daily routine. He realizes that by walking the 2 kilometers to work instead of taking a trotro, he can save 9 cedis every day. Over a month, that choice alone recovers 180 cedis. These transit routes are where most budgets bleed out. Small, repeated expenses like fares and street snacks seem insignificant until they are added up at the end of the month. Kofi drops his saved coins into a wooden susu box. Meanwhile, Nana takes out a 1,780 cedi loan for a new phone. Nana is now legally obligated to pay GHC 178 a month for a year, effectively surrendering his future earnings before he's even made them. Kofi heads to McCullough Market with a different mindset. Instead of chasing trends, he haggles aggressively for durable school supplies. He is looking for utility and longevity, ensuring every cedi he spends provides maximum value. He also learns to navigate digital risks. At a mobile money kiosk, Nana loses 356 cedis to a lucky draw scam. Kofi watches and learns to verify every transaction and keep his PIN secret, protecting the digital wallet he worked to fill. Financial defense is about plugging these leaks. Dodging scams and cutting unnecessary daily costs creates the pool of capital needed to start an actual business. But cash in a box slowly loses its purchasing power. Kofi decides to use his savings as seed capital. He buys phone chargers in bulk and sells them at the chop bar, turning his workplace into a second stream of income. He then moves his profits into a formal savings account. This introduces his money to compound interest, where his balance earns 5% annually. This chart shows the difference. The flat line is money sitting in a box. The curving line is that same money at 5% interest, where the earnings are reinvested to generate even more capital over time. To beat Ghana's 10% inflation, he also starts a mutual fund. This yields a 12% return, meaning his money is finally growing faster than the cost of living. The steeper 12% line represents the growth needed to build real wealth. It outpaces the 5% savings line and protects his savings from being eroded by rising prices. Kofi combines his wages, his charger profits, and his investment returns to launch a backyard poultry business. He is no longer just saving money, he is managing a productive asset. Nana's situation has collapsed. He is now GHS 890 in debt from sports betting, while still trying to pay off his phone. He has spent his capital on status symbols, and now the interest on his debts is consuming everything he earns. Consumer loans effectively tax your future labor. Reinvesting that same capital into a business provides the liquidity needed to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Months later, Kofi's poultry business is a steady engine. Between selling eggs and chickens, he is earning 570 cedis a month in profit, more than triple his original weekly wage.
Kofi manages his surplus by setting aside 36 cedis for a library and his cousin's fees. He is able to support his community because he ensures these gifts come from his extra profit rather than his primary savings. Kofi walks into the university admissions office and pays his $2,670 tuition entirely in cash. He has avoided the student debt that plagues many of his peers. This building represents the new baseline for his life. By controlling his spending, he's earned his way into the institution providing his formal education. This outcome was not the result of luck. It was bought by 6 months of walking to work, tracking every cedi, and reinvesting every profit. Kofi stands in a university lecture hall and shows his worn notebook to a new group of students. Even Nana is there, finally recording his expenses and looking for a way to rebuild. A stable future is the result of thousands of small, unglamorous choices. It begins by deciding to track, save, and reinvest every single cedi, starting today.